Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling a complex and often misunderstood topic: the landscape of gangs in Canada as we look ahead to 2025. It's a subject that's constantly evolving, shaped by technology, societal changes, and new law enforcement strategies. So, what does the future hold? Let's dive in and explore the trends, challenges, and the bigger picture. First, it's important to understand that the term gang covers a wide spectrum in Canada. We're not just talking about the stereotypical street gangs you see in movies. The landscape includes sophisticated outlaw motorcycle groups, well-established organized crime families, and a growing number of smaller, neighborhood-based sets. Each has its own structure, goals, and methods of operation. In recent years, we've seen a significant shift away from highly visible turf war-style conflicts. While those still happen, the real growth is in the less visible, more digitally driven criminal enterprises. Looking towards 2025, one of the biggest drivers of change is technology. The digital world has opened up a global marketplace for illicit goods. Gangs are increasingly using encrypted messaging apps, the dark web, and cryptocurrencies to conduct business. This makes their operations harder to trace and allows them to coordinate across vast distances, not just within a single city. It's a cat-and-mouse game, with law enforcement constantly adapting to new encryption methods and online platforms. The modern gang leader might be less of a street enforcer and more of a tech-savvy operator, managing logistics and money laundering from behind a screen. This digital transformation is a key feature of the 2025 landscape. Another major trend is the diversification of criminal activities. While drug trafficking remains a core business, many groups are expanding their portfolios. We're seeing an increase in complex fraud schemes, including identity theft, real estate fraud, and cyber extortion, also known as ransomware attacks. These are often seen as lower-risk, higher-reward crimes compared to a drug deal on a street corner. They require a different skill set. We're seeing gangs either recruiting individuals with technical expertise or outsourcing the work to specialized cybercriminals. This expansion makes them more resilient. If one revenue stream is disrupted, they have others to fall back on. The geography of gang activity is also changing. While major urban centers like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal remain hubs for organized crime, we're seeing a notable expansion into smaller cities and even rural communities. This is often driven by a search for new, untapped markets for drugs and a desire to evade the more intense police scrutiny found in large metropolitan areas. This phenomenon, sometimes called county lines in other parts of the world, involves larger urban gangs sending members to smaller towns to establish a local distribution network. This can have a devastating impact on these communities, which may not have the resources or experience to deal with this level of organized criminality. Now, let's talk about recruitment. The pathways into gang life are complex and often rooted in socioeconomic factors. A lack of opportunity, poverty, social exclusion, and a need for belonging or protection are powerful drivers. In 2025, recruitment is happening both online and offline. Social media is a powerful tool for gangs to project an image of wealth, power, and camaraderie, which can be very appealing to vulnerable youth. They create a narrative that makes the gang lifestyle seem glamorous, hiding the grim reality of violence and exploitation. Understanding these root causes is absolutely critical if we want to find long-term solutions. So, what's being done about it? Law enforcement agencies across Canada are using a multi-pronged approach. This includes targeted enforcement against the most violent offenders and high-level organizers. They are also investing heavily in financial investigation units to track and seize criminal assets, because hitting them in the wallet is one of the most effective ways to dismantle an organization. National agencies like the RCMP and local police forces are collaborating more than ever, sharing intelligence to combat groups that operate across provincial borders. But enforcement is only one piece of the puzzle. There's a growing recognition that we can't arrest our way out of this problem. That's why community-based prevention and intervention programs are more important than ever. These programs work to address the root causes we just talked about. They provide mentorship, educational support, job training, and positive recreational activities for at-risk youth. They offer a real alternative to the false promises of gang life. Organizations like these work on the front lines, building trust and offering a way out for those who want to leave. Supporting these community-led initiatives is one of the most powerful investments we can make. For individuals caught in the cycle, exit strategies are crucial. These programs provide support for those who want to leave a gang, which is an incredibly difficult and dangerous process. They can offer resources for safe housing, mental health support, and tattoo removal, helping individuals rebuild their lives and reintegrate into society. It's a long road, but it's proof that change is possible. If you or someone you know is struggling and feels trapped, please know that there are people who want to help. You can reach out to local community outreach programs or call a non-emergency police line to be connected. With a social worker or intervention specialist, help is available. As we look to 2025, the challenge of gangs in Canada is a dynamic one. It's becoming more digital, more financially sophisticated, and more geographically dispersed. The response, in turn, needs to be just as dynamic. It requires a balanced approach that combines smart, targeted law enforcement with a deep and sustained investment in our communities. It's about tackling the immediate threat while also building a society where the allure of gang life fades because young people have access to real opportunities and a strong sense of belonging. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's one we all have a stake in understanding. Thanks so much for watching. This is a heavy topic, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What aspect of this do you think is most important for us to focus on? Do we want to forget to like this video if you found it informative, and subscribe for more deep dives into the issues shaping our world. See you in the next one.